Hello everyone and welcome back to another Ride Sims video here on the Planet Theme Park YouTube channel, and today we're going to be checking out one of my favourite simulators, and this is the Smiler Simulator. Now most of you will know the Smiler for many different reasons, whether you're an enthusiast, whether you're not, but the main reason for knowing the Smiler is because it is a world record holder. It actually holds the record for the most inversions of any coaster, so it's basically the most amount of time it takes riders upside down. Now, I love this simulator. It isn't difficult, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. And you know, you're controlling this beast of a coaster. And it's a lot of fun. And there's your keyboard commands there. We're gonna get straight into it here. So immediately I wanted to turn on the queue to open the queue because it does take a little while for people to filter through on this one, but it should be alright. Now we're gonna activate the power as you do on most simulators, turn that on and off quite easily. Then we're gonna restart the ride. And this is really cool, custom restart there. As you can see, it's really nice. Now I'm gonna put it in maintenance mode. And then we're going to turn on all of the different blocks. So we're going to turn on every single block. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the different sounds that are in the simulator, because as you can see, all the sounds are very realistic. And as we can see, we're going to dispatch the train. Now it doesn't actually make that sound when it dispatches, but just turn that sound up a little bit down. So, as you can see, it makes the sound as you come in, but actually, whereas you came into the station, it would say you belong to the Smiler, and as you would leave, it would say join us. But obviously, potentially copyright reasons, or they just couldn't get the audio. So they've added just the sound similar to what they would be if you were to dispatch. I've got a couple of tips for this simulator which will help you guys in getting the highest scores. Because my highest score is 113,000. I know there's a ridiculous high score out there. The new one of 517,000. Now it says only on 82,000, which I don't know why. And we've already got a breakdown. What has happened here? So it's just checking this. The e-stop was engaged. Okay. See, immediately the Smiler is experiencing technical difficulties. Let's pop a single in there. Confirm block E is clear. Block E is clear. So we're gonna have to restart the ride. So we've called the mech. Mech said that we need to make sure block E is cleared. Now that's what you want to do for that is because obviously I know block E is clear because I know where block E is. Block E is the transfer track. There, as you can see. I think it's the transfer track. Let's have a look here. Block E. Block E is actually block E is pre-transfer. It's that block there, and obviously there's no trains on it, so I can just say it's clear. But if you want to check what the block is, you just hover over the block and it will light up. And if there's a train in there, there'll be a green light. So you can only click confirm until that is on the green light. Then you can hear all the sounds in the background over me talking. So if I actually switch that now to maintenance mode, I'll turn all of these blocks on. And a tip for you, if it doesn't like to turn lift on until you have actually I've got another error check. What's happened here? System active. Yeah, right, okay. It's because it doesn't like to turn lift 1 on until that train is about halfway up the second thing of lift 2. Unsure why that is the case. But it's got something to do with the block system itself. But we're actually going to load these riders in. And what I usually do is I start off with just 2 trains to start off with. Let the queue build up a bit, add another one, let the queue build up, add another one. And that's how you usually get a nice high score on this ride. So that train's already coming round into the station. I'm going to add a single in there. You actually add the singles using row 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the one was 1, 2, 3, 4 on your keyboard. And when this goes green, you dispatch it. But a tip for this coaster, because once you get 5 trains on the track, you get about 2-3 trains stacking in the station, which primarily is what you don't want, but it happens. It happens. And the way to deal with it is usually I will change my lift hold times, because you can only dispatch on a green dispatch. So when the dispatch light has to light up green before you can dispatch. So I will have to dispatch it on a green. So the way you dispatch it on a green is you see all the different smiler sounds, very distracting. But the way you dispatch it on a green is when the train passes under the legs of the Marmalizer I think that's block C, is it, I believe? Or was it pre-lift B? Okay, block pre-lift B. No, sorry, pre-lift C, sorry, block pre-lift C. So you see when it passes under just as you see it go green, and then that's when I can dispatch. If you dispatch under it yellow, the lift one will fail. And that fails for the safety of the ride. It's the only reason why that will fail. So that's why you don't want to dispatch under a yellow. Now what you can do is, because this obviously, dispatch it under a green actually makes a really nice dueling ride, so the trains are going around the track at the same time, which is what you primarily want this ride, because that's why it looks the best. But if you want to make it so you get the trains out quicker, but you don't necessarily have that dueling element, I'll put my lift hold time down to 9 seconds, and on lift 2 and put it up to about 12, or I think it's 14 I went up to at one point on lift 1, and you dispatch it just, I don't know if you can see my cursor there, just at the bottom of that first dive loop, when you come out of that corkscrew down, about there, where that train's just gone there. That is where you want to dispatch it, under a yellow, because you can dispatch it under a yellow there, but the lift hold time makes it so it is a green. This is where a little bit more difficult becomes with this simulator, but that's when you want to get the trains out nice and quickly. So that's a good tip for you to get those trains out nice and quickly. But this simulator I absolutely love. Obviously at the start here, it's sort of getting off the mark. Usually this ride would have tons and tons of people flocking to it in the morning, but it doesn't seem to be like that today. And it is incredibly well detailed. I mean, if you look, the ride actually goes over the top of the toilet block at the top of the site. That's in the simulator. You've got the Marmalizer there, you've got the queue, which is pretty much accurate. Apart from, I have a slight problem with it, is you've got the singles queue which comes out around about here, which is correct, it does come out the side of the building, but I've one little small niggle, because you got the fast track queue which goes in the back door here, and then you've got the single here, but the actual disabled queue there, those queues isn't exactly correct, because the disabled queue should be more, it should be more like over here, I think think there is the disabled access queue is what I'm on about, and the single rider queue. Just not in the exact place, but you know, it's a simulator. I really enjoy it. It's pretty much accurate. Like, it is as accurate as you are gonna get, and that's what can be so enjoyable about it, because you're basically operating the Smiler. A dream come true for quite a lot of people. Can be played on your laptop, on your PC. Fortunately, they don't have some sort of mobile or tablet sort of device yet. Sort of tablet-like app, maybe, or like you can go on the website. But unfortunately, they don't at the moment. But I think it would be a really good idea for them to do so at a later stage when this grows bigger. I think also maybe they should dispatch that train now. I think also maybe they should maybe advertise it a little bit more. I mean, I don't know how much advertising they do, but maybe get out to some of the theme parks. Say, look, we've got make your ride into a simulator. If you allow us to I'm trying to think of what to say. Like, you know, we'll make your ride into a simulator, and we will promote it on our website. If you promote our website, our simulator website, maybe in the ride, maybe on some of the merchandise, maybe as part of a park map, maybe, something like that would be interesting to see. Getting these trains out nice and quickly here, which is what we want. And usually, the queue will build up when I get a breakdown. Now the restraints are just being checked right now. As you can see, I don't want to dispatch under the yellow, or the lift hill 1 will break. So you want to dispatch under that green. As soon as it goes green, boom, dispatch it. But it's such a fantastic ride, and I personally, I love it. Quite a few people say it's rough. Yeah, it is. It's rough in some places. I definitely say, throughout the most of the ride, it isn't rough. I'll tell you, the roughest part of the ride is as soon as you just come out of this corkscrew, this section here, you could physically see the train rocking. Now, that is just the profile of the track from Gersauer. While on Gersauer's, I'm not known for their smoothness. And that isn't, that part there, and throughout 2 inline twists at the end of the ride, that definitely is the roughest part of the ride. But that doesn't take the experience away from me. The theme is good. There could be a bit more theming used around, and clean it up a bit around the area, especially inside as well. Quite a lot of the projections don't work no more, which is a shame. The old towers need to get on that, especially bringing out the likes of the Smiler with Wickerman. It's such a well-themed experience, and so maybe updating some of their rides that they have now into a couple more themed experiences would be nice. But no, I love it. I love going upside down on coasters. I love feeling intense forces on coasters. It's something that really does excite me, and I hope to see what is the future for the Smiler. And imagine if this ride had lap bars, it would be insane. It would probably be my top coaster, or one of my top coasters, if it had lap bars. But I feel like with lap bars, it would be interesting to see horses would have to put a rider, whether it would be too much on the upper body to handle. Without an normal shoulder restraint, they're sort of restricting the body movement, but it would be interesting to see. Maybe they could prototype a lap bar restraint for it. So if they test dummy the lap bar train on it, because then you don't even have to You don't even have to test a Smiler built train. You can get a train from another Gerstlauer. Do you know what I mean? You could get a train from another Infinity Coaster. Like Hang Time or Gold Rush. Infinity Coasters. My mind's gone blank. Well, there's 2 Infinity Coasters for you. Hang Time. And is it Gold Rush? It is, isn't it? Gold Rush. The one where it propels you backwards and forwards. You go backwards out. You go forwards out the station, then backwards and forwards again. Yeah. You do the Gold Rush, I think. I swear it's oh, Carmen as well. The Fluss de Carmen. Now, what a coaster that would be to get on. Apparently, that is very, very intense. And it has one of the strangest lift hills I've ever seen. And I mean, yes, it is vertical, but if you haven't seen the ride, I'm not going to spoil the surprise that's on the lift hill. But it is. I've seen the video of it personally. You can go and check out a video. I haven't been on the ride. I would love to, but that lift hill is very strange. One of the strangest things I've ever seen. I believe also it goes into an inline twist just after you think the ride's over in the brake run, and then suddenly it goes into a twist again. It's such a strange ride. I love rides like that though, really strange and unique rides. Like this here, this is strange and unique. 14 inversions. The theme as well makes it very strange and unique. Whoever came up with the idea of making people smile, is done a very good job of that, actually. Just double checking on something there quickly. Right, okay. So, oh, this train can now dispatch. I dispatched that bit late. Oopsies. I don't even feel like we need to add another train on yet, which is kind of disappointing because I really want to add another train on. Just to show you guys, you know what? Should we add another train? We'll see how it goes in the next few minutes, because I don't like that these videos go over 20-something minutes, it seems, so I like to keep it in the 20s. Waiting for these trains to come around the track. I've got no trains in the station at the moment, so I'm just waiting for them to come around. It will, do you know what? Don't do this very often, but we're gonna add another train. So it's basically as simple as going into maintenance mode, add train. I recommend adding it from the park first. A lot quicker, a lot easier to add it from there than going all the way down to the maintenance shed to add it. So, and there you go. I think actually that was actually the right move to add that train, because it seems to be, the queue seems to be getting a lot busier. So, the new train on the track. Now a lot of you probably thinking, oh, there's a new train on the track, send it out first, you know. I think this simulator doesn't ask you to do this, so you don't have to. Personally, I'm not gonna, because I like my my throughputs. All the little strings down. Now dispatch. now load in some. Queue seems to be very empty at the moment. I'm gonna add. Should we add some singles in there? No, we won't now in row 4. There we go. Now, don't want to patch on a yellow. Now we have to wait. And yeah, so hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's enjoying their time at home with friends and family. Well, should just be really family, shouldn't it? Yeah. And I really hope we get out back out to theme park soon. Cannot wait. And me sitting there operating the smile, although it is fun, isn't what I want to do for the remainder of the year. I would love to get out to some theme parks. So, just loading a few more trains now, and then we'll be coming towards the end of this simulator, and then there'll be plenty more where that came from. And let me get my words out there. Just let me know what simulators you want me to play. If you definitely want me to play a simulator that you would like, or whether there's just what we can find on the papers I've been doing here. But I wanted to show this simulator because it's quite new to the website actually. It's only been out for a matter of days now. So enjoy that. We've got a gate failure here. Nothing you can do about these restraints on gate failures. You just gotta let the ride fix itself. Seem to have built up a bit of a queue here actually, which is interesting. Now the gates can close. Missed my slot for a bit of dueling action, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I can deal with that. It's not the end of the world. I would be nice if I could dispatch that train before that other train came into the station. Thank you. Oh, we had 2 sounds going on there. The sound of the till 2 and the sound of this dispatch. But yeah, I think that's going to end it for this episode here in Ride Sims. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what Ride Sim you want me to have a look at next. There's quite a lot of ones. Test Track, Rock and Roller Coaster, Big Thunder Mountain. Quite a lot of Disney rides I haven't done, so maybe if you want me to get on a Disney ride, I can do. Tower of Terror being interesting one. I can remember trying that one back on the old Ride Sims 1, and it's interesting to see if that simulator changed at all. But yeah, and I will see everyone in the next video. Probably this will be another Ride Sims video, because that's all I can really record at the moment. I will see everyone later. Bye bye.